What's going on, YouTube? I am back with another video, and in this one we are going to be taking a look at my favorite sports card pickups of 2020. So I intended to do a top 10 list of all of my favorite pickups. That includes pulls, cards that I got in breaks, and then just cards that I bought outright. However, it was just too difficult to come up with a top 10 list. So I do have 15 cards here, and there is one on top that I'm gonna briefly talk about. I don't officially have that on here just because I haven't gotten that in yet. That was a redemption. I'm sure if you guys are familiar with the channel, you guys probably know what that is. But I do just wanna mention that because that is probably the biggest pull I've ever made in my life. Unfortunately, I have not gotten that from Panini yet, so I guess that's not officially on the list, but I will talk about that here in a minute. But before we do get into the list, I just want to say that if you have not subscribed to the channel, as always, I would definitely appreciate that. Whenever I open products, I do giveaways, and then if you would also like and comment on the video, that really does help the channel out. We are very, very close to 12,000 subscribers, so if we could hit that before the new year, that would be awesome. I think we're actually only like 10 away, so hopefully we can get 10 subscribers in the next day or two and hit 12,000 before the year 2021. So that would be very much appreciated if you have not subscribed. And now we will go ahead and get into the giveaway from the last video, and then I'll be right back and we will get into this list of top cards or top pickups from 2020. All right, guys, so we are ready for our giveaway from the last video. We had the Odell Beckham, we had the Shaquille Griffin, and then the silver Paris Campbell. So we do have our video pulled up. Let's go ahead and get that link, and we will pull that over to Safari. And let's paste that in there, get our comments, and we got 159 comments on that video, so I appreciate that. Now let's get our winner and see what they chose. And that's gonna be Hassan De Leon, and he said, Odell for me, I did not even know about Fans Edge before. All right, man, yeah, that was kind of a surprise release. Honestly, I wouldn't have known about it either unless someone had let me know. But anyway, if this is you, send me a DM on Instagram or an email with your address, and I will get that shipped out. And now, let's get back to our video. All right, guys, so now that the giveaway is out of the way, we are ready to go ahead and get into this list. And real quick, before I do get into the list, you guys might see some of the cards in the background there. Those were, I guess you could say, honorable mentions. They didn't quite make the list. I had to expand the list of 15 cards. Like I said, it's not quite the top 10. And then there are the Kobe White back there, the Giannis stained glass, the Ja Morant uniformity, blue cracked ice, the Donovan Mitchell, and then the Ja Morant. You might barely be able to see the optic choice. Those just didn't quite make the list. Still some of my favorite pickups of the year, but didn't quite make the top 15. So without further ado, we will go ahead and hop into it. And the first one up, I'm sure you guys are already expecting. It was the Ja Morant Contenders Optic variation. And this one is the orange, which is actually number 225. So super short print, high-end product, Contenders Optic, Ja Morant Auto. Probably the biggest pull I've ever made in my life. Unfortunately, I have not gotten the redemption in from Panini, so hopefully that will be soon. I do know that these have been redeemed. There are a lot of them out there, and luckily the variation is in that retro Grizzlies uniform, so I cannot wait to get that card in. But I didn't officially, I guess, put that on the list just because I don't have the card in, but did want to mention that because that was definitely my biggest pull of the year. And again, real quick, I do want to mention this is not just pulls. This is my favorite pickups of the year. So these cards could come from breaks, or I could have just bought them on eBay. They could have come from trades, or whatever it may be. So we'll go ahead and get into it now. Starting off the list, these are really in no particular order either, other than the last two are probably pretty safe to say my two favorite pickups of the year. But other than that, it's really in no particular order. But starting off the list, I am going to start with some Charizard cards. And this one came out of the Shiny Star V box that I just recently opened on Christmas morning with my wife. My wife did pull this card, and this is one of my favorite shiny Charizards. Not quite, I don't like it quite as much as the one from Hidden Fates, but I do really, really like this card. And this one is in the Card Saver 1 because it is actually I'm about to send it to Beckett, hoping for a 10. I do think it has a good shot at pristine. Not sure if it can pull the black label, but I do think it has a good shot at getting a pristine 10. So we'll see what happens there. I'm going to send that at 2-day. So hopefully that will be back in, maybe a week and a half, somewhere in there. Next one up is another recent pickup. Again, Charizard from Topps Chrome. I sent this to PSA at 5-day. Was hoping for a little bit better grade, but honestly, I'm cool with it. I knew it wasn't going to grade well. I was hoping for like a 6 or 7. It did get the 5, but this one is the Spectra Parallel. There are only about 40 of these total graded by PSA, so very, very rare Charizard. So happy to have that one in the collection. Excuse me. And then finally, we do have another Charizard on the list. Just a really, really cool Charizard. The shiny from Shiny Star V is the same Charizard as this one. This one is the Rainbow Rare, but the shiny version, which is the black version, I really, really would like that card. Shining Fates is coming to the US, I believe, in February, and I'm definitely gonna have to pick that card up. The shiny Charizard just looks amazing. So starting off the list with 3 Charizards, those are definitely my 3 favorite Pokemon pickups of 2020. Now getting into some sports cards. This one is another one that I recently showed in a PSA reveal. I hit this actually in a group break, so I pulled this myself out of Contenders Optic T-Mall, and the person who hit the card actually worked out a deal with them, and you know, I looked at it to be graded to send to PSA. I thought it looked perfect. Honestly considered sending this one to BGS as well, but just decided that was crazy on a die cut to try to get a 10. So sent it to PSA, it did get the 10, and you guys know I'm just a huge Luka fan, so that one will be staying in the collection for the time being. And next up, another personal pull. I think, you know, if you pull it personally, it just makes it that much more special. And it was kind of funny in this video, if you guys remember, I was opening some Chronicles. I had literally just got done saying that I wasn't sure if there were numbered cards in Chronicles retail. And I pulled a Giannis Gold to 10, and I knew it looked really good, and sent it to PSA, and luckily it did get the 10. So this one is numbered 3 of 10, you can see there. So again, just think it makes it a little bit more special if you do pull it on your own. So I threw that one in the list. And this one has a really, really cool story. It feels like forever ago I picked this card up, but it was still in 2020. I kind of went back through on Instagram and looked at my posts and when I posted about certain cards. And this one was in 2020. I actually picked this up from DMZ Collectibles on Instagram. If you guys remember this story or you're familiar with it, it was really, really crazy. Just happened to be on Instagram at the right time. DMZ Collectibles was brand new to Instagram, and he was giving away free 1819 Select packs. So he gave away a pack of 1819 Select completely for free. I picked a random pack, and it had a Colin Sexton Select courtside to 5 in it, which is absolutely nuts. So I did send this to Beckett, and this was, you know, early 2020, back when Beckett would get it back in a reasonable time. So I did get this one back, and this one is numbered 3 of 5. And I actually did recently decide to list this card. I listed it very high. I'm not super eager to sell, but now that Colin Sexton is playing pretty well, I decided if there's ever a time, it's probably going to be now. So I did list this one on eBay in My Slabs. If you're interested, 502 Frank. Again, it is high, but actually a PSA 10 Select courtside silver went for $1,700. So actually, I feel like the price I listed it at is pretty fair considering how much more short print that is. The green is. And next up, another one that I personally pulled out of a break. And this is the Zion Select Silver. Now, this was actually from a T-Mall Select box, but I pulled a silver Zion, which not complaining about. So again, I think it makes it a little more special if you pull it yourself. This is probably the best Zion in my collection. I did pull the Orange Ice Auto out of Prism, but that was actually in December of 2019, so didn't quite make the cut for 2020. And also, I don't have that card anymore. I did sell that a long, long time ago. So that Zion is probably the best in my collection right now. And next up, this one did come from a group break on Cardsmith's Breaks. It was a completely random team. I think it was like, I want to say like a 4 box or half case of Chronicles, something like that. Not too expensive, somewhere around maybe 80 or 100 bucks. Completely random team. Got lucky and got the Grizzlies and hit this amazing looking card, Ja Morant Flux to 99, and sent it to PSA. It did get a 10, luckily. So just really, really like the look of that card. Huge fan of the Flux. Probably my favorite set in Chronicles. I just think they look really, really nice. So pumped about that one. And now we actually have a raw card making the list. This one was also from a long time ago in 2020. This one is the Sekou Contenders Green Shimmer. I had been watching eBay for one of these for a very long time. One finally popped up and I did work out a deal with the seller. So very happy to have this. Sekou was probably my main PC of players last season. So happy with that one. That one is that one and this one are probably my two favorite Sekou cards. This one I picked up on eBay as well, out of Spectra, and this one is the Interstellar Parallel, which I just love that look. It kind of looks like the Genesis or the Nebula. Super cool looking card. So Sekou RPA out of Spectra, numbered 249, and this one did get a 9.5. So again, sent it a long time ago to Beckett, back when they would actually get your cards back in a reasonable amount of time, and it did get the 9.5, which is pretty hard to get on these thicker cards. So very happy to have that in a 9.5. Hopefully, I think he's a little bit injured right now. I think he tweaked an ankle, so hopefully he gets back healthy. Preseason, he was playing pretty well, so hopefully this is his season to turn it on. Next up, we have a pickup that I actually made from Through the Decades here in Louisville, Kentucky. Had a gift card and went in there looking to see, what box I could buy. And this card caught my eye and decided to pick it up. So I picked this one up, including what I had on the gift card. I paid $150 for this, sent it to PSA. Luckily got a 10. I honestly was expecting a 9. Luckily got a 10. And now this is worth somewhere in the neighborhood of $3,000. So quite the flip there. And I mentioned that I listed the Colin Sexton. I actually listed this Trae Young as well. Again, not one that I'm super eager to part with. I'm pretty high on Trae Young. It's a super awesome looking card, but I did decide to go ahead and list it. I think, sometimes you just got to sell some cards to make some money back. I've made some pretty expensive pickups here recently, so I really have a hard time letting some cards go. I get attached to them, but there's nothing wrong with selling cards from time to time to help pay for other purchases. So that is what I decided to do. I did list the Sexton and the Trae Young a little on the high side, but they are out there if anyone's interested. So again, 502 Frank on eBay. And then we got the Joe Burrow. Honestly, other than the Ja Morant out of Contenders, the auto, this one was probably my biggest pull of the year. Just completely caught me off guard. This was out of a Mosaic Mega Box from Target, and I was just going through, wasn't flipped around or anything. I go to the next card and it's a Joe Burrow auto, and I was just in shock, couldn't believe it. And sent this one to PSA, did get a 10, so very nice card. Definitely won't be doing anything with this one until at least next year when he comes back. Definitely now is definitely not the time to sell or trade Joe Burrow. So next up, definitely one of my favorite cards of the year. Now, this one was actually off camera. So when I was kind of thinking about doing this video, I was thinking about maybe doing a compilation of all of the clips of my best pulls. But I didn't really pull a ton of crazy cards on camera other than the Ja Morant and the Joe Burrow. A lot of the best pulls actually came off camera. My wife pulled this one. My wife did pull a Justin Herbert auto as well off camera. So, the Charizards were off camera. So really, I've kind of thought it would be hard to do a compilation of the best pulls on camera, so I just decided to do my favorite pickups. So anyway, with that out of the way, the next card is the Lamar Jackson Genesis. Probably my favorite parallel, I think, of any set of the year is the Genesis parallel. Just looks so cool. I guess you could kind of say it's like a poor man's Nebula. The Genesis is definitely a lot more accessible than the Nebulas, which are out of Prism Choice. That are, one of ones. So definitely a lot more accessible and just a very nice looking parallel. So I'm super happy to have that one. And I'm sure you guys know the next two cards. And the first one is the Luka Doncic out of Threads Premium. This is the gold parallel. So another recent pickup. Someone in one of my recent PSA submissions sent this card in, and I definitely knew I wanted to at least try to make a deal with them, and they were super willing to make a deal. So luckily we worked it out, and this is now in my possession. And yeah, I just, I think the sky is the limit with Luka, so we'll see what happens. Definitely holding on to that one for a while, as well as the next one. You know, I've kind of talked about this before. I think I'm gonna refrain from saying it, but this particular auto, I think, is just gonna go up and up and up in value. So very, very happy to have this one in my collection. And that is gonna do it for the top sports cards pickups of the year 2020. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know what your favorite card is from the video. I would definitely be interested to know. There's definitely some good ones to choose from. So again, hope you guys did enjoy this one, and I will be back very soon with another video.